Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. I was about to say Let's Play the Coronavirus. No, that's not what we're playing today. In the last video, we completed the quests for Jack Quicksilver, solving the gentleman's task here in Core City itself to let the world know about what the gentleman whose name I can't even remember was doing in regards to the super drug Hercules. And we discovered what happened to Patrick Pierce back in Southgate Station, who had been murdered by a Spectre. The Spectres were an elite assassination squad, who in particular killed people in a way that made it difficult to tell it was actually them who did it. Not only did we complete these tasks, but we completed them in the most optimal way. This has, in turn, allowed us to go to the Hanging Rat and look for someone named Azif there. So, let's go ahead and do that, everyone. I've never, ever joined Oculus, which I believe is the name of the organization we are about to see and or join. I've never met Azif, so this will all be brand new stuff for me. I'm super excited about this, actually. I've been told there's quite a bit of lore that you can pick up by joining this organization about the world that you're in. But this will be the first time in all 900-something hours of me playing this game that I'm going to see this. A heads up as well, everyone, that my content may become a little slowed in regards to the upload schedule. You probably have noticed that I think this week being, or last week, the first weekend of March 2020, the videos began kind of trickling in rather than 2 videos every day. It was like maybe 1 video a day. I've been sick, which I think I've mentioned before, but I've been sick for almost a month now. Another 4 days from now, March 12th, I will have been sick for 4 weeks with something that just refuses to go away. Thankfully, it's not that bad, whatever it is, but I've been to the doctors and there's nothing they can do for it. Oh, I think we want to just go south. Let's think. What can we talk about while we're walking down to the caves? So, I got a question from a viewer named Nape, and he was asking if there's some easy way to get money in this game. Sorry, I'm just laughing. I haven't played the game in like a week. Oh, which reminds me, before I mention what he asked about, the question he asked. Oh, that was glorious. It's been a week since I last played the game or so, and all my uploads are now caught up, which means that today is March 8th, and I just uploaded the last part 39, I believe. So what this means is that there's going to be a lull because I'm sick, and I wish I had more of a backlog at this point in time, but I don't. So, I apologize if these videos go up every other day or every 3rd day now, until I can feel better and get back on my feet again. Alright, we want to keep going this way, Tim. You need a cave system. Right, so, Naipei asked if there was an easier way to get money in this game, because it's kind of difficult to accumulate enough to afford something like one of the jet skis in the game. And I figured that was a good question, and I can dwell on it a little bit in this video after I, yeah, we go south. Although we're gonna end up fighting lots of, side beetles right down here. Have they respawned? Yes, they have. Okay. Well, we might as well aggro them now. Be at least one of them. That's a big one. You can take a quick peek. them dead, the big one damaged, and a second small one damaged as well. We'll get zapped here, I think. That would be okay. We're gonna move around the corner and let the little ones come to us. Okay, so we can. Oh, I don't even need to sprint. We can just move right up. We can go ahead and expose weakness. The game's feeling a little bit bad. The game knows that I'm at the stage of the game where it needs to cheat to make it dangerous for me. All right, so let's recharge now. So this is going to be something I need to get used to, and that is I need to probably carry twice the number of batteries on me than I'm currently carrying. What's weighing me down so much? Oh, this stuff. I don't really need this. Okay, right. So, I did quite a bit of the selling of things off-screen when it comes to Gabriel here, and Garrett, if I recall correctly. But there's no repeatable quests you can do for income. Not really. Actually, there are other repeatable quests. The only thing that will be the equivalent is what you've seen me do. Oh, we're gonna have to charge this guy. We might actually be able to kill him before he gets a chance to act. Yeah, we're gonna need to carry significantly more batteries than just 10 of them. Glorious, but holy crap, this is going to be expensive. How much is this down? Yeah, 80. 80 points. How much is it to swing it? 20 energy. Okay. Let's clean up the corpses, because I just don't want that guck around. Grab the lake poppy. So, the only way I know of to make decent money is in Core City. It's so funny, too, because the game mocks this way of playing with Alphabet, right? Don't lug around all the stuff with you. There's no reason to do that. It's funny. But on that same note, if you don't do that when it comes to certain select pieces of gear, like leather armor, certain overcoats, vests, metal armor, and certain types of weaponry. If you don't bring all that back and collect all the ammunition and then sell it every hour and a half to the merchants, you will not have enough money to purchase something like a jet ski. You will have enough money to still purchase the house, to clean up the house, get the benches, and get down the crafting tables purchased, probably with a little bit of storage. And you might have enough to also get some super steel. But affording 6 sets of super steel and unlocking everything in the house and getting a powerful a jet ski that isn't a junk jet, well, that's not gonna happen. Not unless you drag everything back there and sell it all the time. The advice I would give you is, if money's a concern and you're looking to make the character and you have extra skill points, take Mercantile. Every single point you put into Mercantile helps reduce the cost of when you purchase things, lets you sell things for a little more money. So it will add up over time. If you think you have an extra feat, you could take one of the Mercantile feats as well, in which case I think the merchants will buy more things, which will let you earn more cash. But to be truthful, a cheat engine, if you want to use cheat engine and not it's cheating, but it's not cheating in a way that I view as how can I describe it? If you use the merchant refresh, you're not really cheating. Well, you are, because you're not waiting an hour and a half of real-life time for the merchants to cycle their inventory, but you're also not giving yourself credits. You're still selling the things to the merchants for their handful of charons. Or you can do what I did, or what I continue to do, which is I will sell weapons to Oscar, and then when he's all out of charons, I purchase bullets from Oscar, and then I sell those bullets to Dercia. In this way, I can have more charons quicker. Of course, you're taking a small loss when you do, or a loss of some sort when you do that, especially without mercantile, but because I think the trade from charons to bullets and then bullets back to charons, I think you lose a little bit in that deal. But if you want those charons quicker, much quicker, use the cheat engine to cycle the inventory. Otherwise, bullet. Otherwise, just have to suffer through it. Oh, there's Ethan. What's Ethan doing here? Hey, Ethan. Before he was a handsome young man whose attire portrays him as someone who prefers charm over harm. Whether his looks deceive or not, though, is a question that has yet to be answered. In his hand, a glass of fizzy water. He calmly addresses you. May I help you? Who are you? Who wants to know? Gabriel. Good, good. You may call me Ethan. What can I do for you? What do you think of the Hanging Rat? It's not particularly clean. The food and drinks are barely palatable. In some cases, outright non-consumable. The barkeeper is repulsive in so many ways one can make a game out of guessing all of them. There are many more bad things I can say about this place, but you get the gist of it. Well, why do you come here? This is the place where everything and nothing happens. Where things exist and don't. Time might seem like it's standing still, yet being here in the right moment can change everything. I come here for that right moment. Then I move on. Because when you are frozen in time, the right time, you better not be frozen in place. Ethan is, I don't know if we've talked to him with Garrett, but Ethan is a gentleman who teaches you temporal manipulation abilities. You can talk to him right away in Southgate Station upon starting, well, not upon immediately starting the game, but a few minutes after starting it, if you so desire. So you're the traveling type. He takes a sip of his fizzy water. Yeah, let's just say I travel a lot. Anything interesting going on? You don't ask that question in the Hanging Rat. Okay, we did this already. Alright, I have to go. So I still don't see Azif. Maybe he's back here. Holy crap, there he is. Hello, sir. You have a unique look to you. A male figure stands unmoving before you, hands clasped in front of him. Most of his head is in wraps, except for a pair of pitch-black eyes. It is as if you stare into the abyss, only to discover that the abyss is staring back into you long before you are aware of its existence, and the abyss embraces you. His fingers are the first to come to life, moving like the legs of a centipede. Then you hear a slow, offbeat voice addressing you. You have questions for me, yes? He moves his hands to the side and tilts his head slightly upward. I am Azif, and I've been observing you for quite some time now, even before you met my associates. I must say, watching you grow as an agent and take progressively harder tasks upon yourself, and then even executing them optimally, with thought and elegance, was not something I get to witness often. I myself found it a pleasure to work on those missions. I think Gabriel will be more of the bringing the hammer of justice down on people, though. Do you have further need for my assistance, for my services? I assume that you do. Indeed. But what I will offer you is not simply a job. We are the Eye of Underrail. We watch and wait for opportunities such as those you've been given. Opportunities to obtain wealth, to gain better understanding of this world we found ourselves in, and perhaps to change its course for the better. We need people such as yourself, yes. People who understand that steering destinies require a gentle hand, even though that very hand must occasionally hold a knife. We need people that value secrecy over glory, and understand the advantage of a defensive cover of an enemy. Do you understand? Yes, I do. Oh, so I think, well, no, Gabriel would he? He loved glorious battles, but I think he always tried to do what was right. I understand. Very good. Tell me then, is this something that you would want to be part of? Will you join our organization? What would I have to do? You should have a clear picture on how we operate by now. If I wasn't, okay, I'll be honest. If I had done this before, if I knew what Oculus was, I think actually this might not be in theme for Gabriel in the end, and I'd normally pick 3. But I will override it this time, and we will join Oculus because I have never joined them, and maybe you have never seen them before either, viewer. Yes, I wish to join your organization. His eyes move, but the uniform blackness prevents you from distinguishing the exact point of their focus. A single blink brings them to a stop. Excellent. Follow me. I wonder if you can kill him. I guess you probably could right here. But I don't know if you want to turn Oculus hostile to you, since I'm getting the impression they have eyes and ears everywhere. Oh, as if I don't want to accidentally... Okay, there we go. I don't want to accidentally zap you. Yay, high damage taser to help kill that thing. Oh. I guess we're gonna get another test before we get to join his organization. We're here. A chasm. What are we supposed to do here? There's more than that here, but you will need to look closer. Not with those eyes. He points to your eyes. But with your mind's eye. Allow me to help you with that. Oh, wow. I had no clue there was a structure here at all. This looks like a von Neumann probe from the Sword of the Stars? Yeah, Sword of the Stars game. I like the creepy music all of a sudden as well. Sorry for not immediately going in. This looks amazing. I hear stealthers. I don't think we're in any trouble. I don't think we'll have to fight anything. I'm just gonna recharge these anyway. Our food is also about to expire, so we'll eat some stuffed bat. Welcome to Oculus, Gabriel. By now, many questions must have accumulated inside your head. I will try to answer them as best I can. What is this place? This is Oculus, the eye of Underrail, yes. All important information finds its way here sooner or later. We use this information to generate profit and ensure our safety, survival, and prosperity. And also, to make sure this place remains secret and undefiled. We have not built it, and it is not ours, but we are its custodians at the moment. Who built Oculus? It was originally built by beings we, in absence of a better name, referred to as Godmen. We learned this much from the mainframe. We don't know for sure what its purpose was originally, but we assume it was similar to the one that we use it for today. And what would that be? Monitoring. Though much of their machinery is broken or inoperable, those that we can still use give us considerable insight into what is going on in Underrail. That is why we call it Oculus. What is this mainframe you speak of? This thing here in the center, that's the crystal mainframe. I am not completely clear on what it is myself, and it's even harder to convey that which I know about it. A supercomputer, a database, a prophetic machine, a sleeping god. It can be taken as any of these things, or it might be all of them. Those of us who can withstand its intensity have connected it to it psionically to receive its knowledge and visions. This is dangerous business, though, and more than a few good men have been driven completely insane by its power. Interesting. Indeed. This just screams not for Gabriel. Connecting to... Well, if we were playing actual Gabriel of the Space Marine chapter, which we're trying to play him in theme and character, but thankfully there's no other Space Marines here. There is no actual Adaptus chapter here. This would be heresy, right? This would totally be not the Emperor's will. This would be like using a Necron power source or a database to access information about an area. This would be destroyed. But I'm not going to do that with our Gabriel. We're going to make an exception for this for him. Who were the Godmen? When the mainframe spoke to me, it uttered words in an unknown language directly into my mind. Among those were thoughts and concepts my mind have never encountered before and had great trouble processing. Some of them still confuse me to no end and prevent me from deciphering the messages of the mainframe. Some of them, such as Godmen, my mind could approximate. Know, though, that this is not a compound word in its original language. It does not stand for godly men or male gods. This much I know. What exactly it means is a part of the mystery, and for the same reasons I cannot explain the meaning of the word, I also cannot convey well enough the things the mainframe told me about the Godmen. Depending upon whether the messages are interpreted as history or visions, Godmen are, were, or yet to be, the masters of their galaxy and all the universe that is within their reach. Their home is a moon orbiting a gas planet. Where these celestial bodies are in relation to us, I do not know. They came into power by defeating the Leviathans, whom they greatly hate, though I know little about those. Godmen sit immortal on their moon, watching the universe through super telescopes. Their stars give them more power than they need, and they can fire their deadly weapons as far as they can see. Godmen have nothing to fear except the dark, empty, silent expanses and primordial fires, though they highly prefer the latter. That is a lot to take in, is it not? Do not ask me what any of this means, though. I would not condition your contemplations with my own assumptions. I'd rather you produce something entirely new for me to consider. I prefer action to riddles myself, so I'll leave the mystery of Godmen to you. Very well. What do I do now? I suggest you look around a bit. Familiarize yourself with the equipment and your colleagues. Like yourself, each of them are here for a good reason. Yes. And when you're done and good and ready, come see me again. I have an assignment for you. Acolyte Whisperers. Stealth psionic users. If you need equipment, see Constantine. He's at the bottom of Oculus. Watch your step around here, Gabriel. Sorry, he's wounded. I can't let him be wounded. The woman turns towards you, slowly and calmly. She looks at you with emotionless eyes, greets you with an impassive expression, and speaks to you in a toneless voice. Gabriel, I am Phyllis, and I perform repairs on all oculites. Or if you prefer a different term, I offer medical attention. It's a pleasure, Doctor. The pleasure is mine. If you get damaged, do not hesitate to see me. During my time here, not a single one of my patients expired. Expired. Dead, deceased, departed. One that has ceased to be. I have no wish to expire. I'll see you if I need help. Please do. All treatment will be free of charge. What can you tell me about Oculus? As far as I'm aware, unknown beings dubbed Godmen by Azif built Oculus for purposes unknown. I have inquired about this subject on numerous occasions, but most of the answers can be summed up with, we're not sure, but we think. Living in a place you know little about can be both fascinating and frightening. And yes, I have emotions, despite what you may think of me. I notice your stare. Now, fascinating, I think it is obvious why. Oculus is so much more advanced than anything that you will find outside of it. Also, every new discovery we make opens new possibilities and knowledge. Frightening, I think it's also obvious why. Ignoring the deadly drop, if you trip and fall into the darkness, which granted never destroyed any oculites so far, who knows what else we will find there? Maybe one day our curiosity will lead us to our destruction. No one can tell for certain. Why did you join Oculus? Everyone in Oculus was carefully evaluated for a prolonged time before finally being approached with the offer to join. Such was my case, yet, unlike most Oculites here, I did not seek Oculus. Oculus sought me. Can you explain? Certainly. Most Oculites started out by performing smaller, simpler jobs. Then, naturally, as they progressed and displayed the ability to perform more difficult tasks, they were given more difficult tasks. And if they could perform even more difficult, they were given those. And so on and so forth. I will take this opportunity, Gabriel, to say a few words about the progression of an Oculite. In Oculus, there are no ranks, levels, or titles to attain. We are all the same, and we are not. You will always be an Oculite, but some Oculites are better than others, and it is the level of your own skills and abilities that determine your duties, hence your place in Oculus, not hierarchical graduation. In any case, let's get back to the subject at hand. I was selected based on my performance as a physician and my will to perfect my skills to the absolute maximum. I was approached and offered advanced medical knowledge. Beyond that, what I had available at the time, in exchange for becoming part of Oculus. I could not refuse. I do not regret my decision. Not even a bit. So, sounds like she was the best of the best. And Oculus was like, we can make you even better if you would like the opportunity to learn how to be so. They themselves not knowing how, but knowing that the equipment and or knowledge here would help her, I suppose. Show me what you have for sale. Okay, so... Oh, she sells a cigar. They're rare enough that I'm going to purchase one of them. They can be traded when we get to the DLC, which will happen probably next video. Or this one, actually. Yeah, they're expensive, but we have plenty of cash. Extract humor. And no blueprints I'm interested in. I'm not going to inquire about other people from her. That seems like prying. Twitch is the master of surveillance. If you need his help, find him at the top of Angelos. Hey, there's Abram. Holy crap, is that a map of Core City? It's a three-dimensional map of South Underrail. Oh, it's what we have. It's this. Oh my god. That looks so weird to me, seeing this giant structure here on our map. The Eye of Underrail. You find Abram leaning over what appears to be a three-dimensional map of Underrail, studying it intently. He shifts his attention to you as you approach. He starts to speak, but his voice comes out too raspy. He tries to clear his throat, but that results in a coughing fit. Finally, he composes himself and addresses you with his usual wheezing voice. I had a good feeling about you since the time you helped us free Mora. It does not surprise me that you found your way here. I, too, knew you guys weren't just ordinary mercenaries. He just keeps wheezing through his mask and gives a small nod. What's with the hologram? It is a geopolitical map of South Underrail. They keep track of various stations, communities of South Underrail, and record relevant information. What the hell is this place? This is Oculus, the Eye. And what can you tell me about the Godmen? I do not concern myself with Godmen. You would be better off talking to Azif about them. Though I personally don't put much stock in his theories. Why is that? Because I do not believe in gods. There were only ever just men, Gabriel. And these would not be the first to declare themselves divine. What Azif sees when he stares into that thing, at best, the glorified history of its creators, and at worst, a megalomaniacal fabrication. Both are quite common in human history. What can you tell me about the mainframe? Not much. I did not interface with it. I like to deal with... He motions the holographic projection of Underrail as he's interrupted by a violent coughing fit. Underrail. He nods in agreement as he regains his composure. Current affairs. I need some geopolitical information, Abram. Which station or faction in particular is of your interest? The places we track are marked on the map. The Institute of Chort. Institute of Chort is an interesting organization indeed. Depending on the perspective, you'll either hear it being defined as a malevolent research institution or a brainwashing religious cult. The truth is more complicated than that. Chortists revere or worship a being they refer to as Chort. According to their claims, it's an actual living organism which resides in deep caverns and is of such paramount importance to the advancement of humankind as to warrant such dedication to it. It was discovered by a man who calls himself Aiden, who is the founder of the organization. As a former Biocorp scientist of, to us, unknown status, he was able to surface to the top of the university's hierarchy after his discovery and take full control of it. Thus, Institute of Chort was born 1 century ago. Everything I've told you so far implies that nothing other than a mere cult, justifying the second definition. However, as surprising as it may be, the first one holds equal truth as the second. 1 century has passed, and Aiden still lives. They put their money where their mouths were. They preached advanced through scientific research, most of it involving Chort itself, and during that 1 century they have established probably one of the safest, most civilized, and self-contained communities in Underrail. Granted, they achieved through perfect balance of military might, scientific research, and strong emphasis on education, but the foundation, indeed, lies with Chort. They harm no one, and no one harms them. Their exposure to the rest of Underrail was recent, mainly due to a medical trade agreement with Core City, which in turn allowed them to freely spread their ideology in the city. Nowadays, one can see lines of people at the Institute gate, waiting to be let inside and start a better life. What reality awaits them inside, few know. How was Aiden able to prolong his life so? That too is a mystery. Is it the power of Chort, or something else? They are interesting. One should be careful with the Institute, but one could also learn much from them. Any other place you'd like to hear about? Tell me about the Protectorate. The Protectorate is a military organization, formed some 17 to 18 years ago in North Underrail, under the leadership of General Melik. He united and trained the local gangs into a paramilitary force that eventually became an army. So everyone, I'm not going to cough anymore because, although I can make myself do it, I feel a little out of breath doing so, and it's an interesting cough. Normally, I just get these itchy coughs, but this one, I actually feel sick after I cough for a bit, so I actually now don't want to cough, so I'm struggling not to. He used this army to overtake Biocorp facilities in the north, which then granted them access to the technology they needed, as well as educated scientists and engineers who knew how to make use of it. Following that, the Protectorate moved to create United Stations, a federation of station states, some of which who joined willingly, others who were coerced military or simply were conquered. While officially the United Station is governed by a council, a special place on that council is reserved for the Protectorate's High Commander, and all the other major decisions always require his approval, be it official or unofficial. Today, Protectorate is attempting to expand here, in the south, as well. In the recent past, they managed to restore and occupy a metro station in the south, now called South Railroad Outpost, or SRO for short. They use this to set themselves up as an embassy and junkyard. We'll see what road they will take in their attempts to integrate the junkyard. I assume that they will attempt to leverage the support from the residents of the lower class, who would be more than happy to see the two ruthless gangs replaced by a faction that at least has a concept of civil rights. Any other place or faction to hear about? The Free Drones, those who fight the Protectorate. Free Drones movement has been around for a long time up north, but it's a relatively novel thing in these parts. Basically, they are a group of anarchists whose main goal is to fight back the Protectorate's expansionism. Depending upon who you speak to, they offer different reasons for doing this, but the most common include the distrust of the Protectorate and, historically proven, inherent evil of imperialism or any other type of great nation state. Most of them would prefer our metro system to be a small set of independent communities that can cooperate peacefully in such things as trade and technology. Any other place or faction to hear about? I'll be right back, everyone. I actually need to use the restroom. Okay, everyone, we're back. Let's talk about two more of these. We'll come back for the rest later. What can you tell me about the Faceless? We do not know much about the Faceless. He coughs. Their origins, numbers, and practices and motives are well hidden from the outsiders. Information I have is not solid enough to be shared yet. I do not wish to perpetuate baseless telltales. I will give you some advice, though. I have encountered their groups in the past, even before this whole mess with Core City invasion started. Avoid the small groups. They are usually very focused on a certain task and often quite hostile. The big groups, on the other hand, tend to tolerate strangers in their vicinity as long as you don't interfere with them. It's best to just avoid them altogether if possible, at least until we can find out more about them. Anything else? Southgate Station. Even though it's not the most populous station, or the most powerful military, it's still my belief. It's my belief that it's the strongest. Gabriel Station in South Underrail. It's located far south, which makes it hard for the Protectorate to exercise significant pressure onto it, despite their junkyard outpost. Many ex-Biocorp members, some of which we suspect were very highly ranked within their previous organization, as well as many battle-hardened ex-gang members, made it their home. These are people with the know-how, gear, and connections, and able and dangerous people. Southgate Station has close ties with Junkyard and Camp Hawthorne, both of which rely on Southgate Station's access to the lower Underrail Metro network for trading. On the topic of United Stations integration, the leadership at Southgate Station is split. There are people that believe that the movement itself could usher in a new age of prosperity in which Southgate Station could play a significant role. Others, many of whom were victims of Protectorate's expansionism in the past or are sought after by the Protectorate's Central Command, they would rather keep Southgate Station as an independent station. Any other place? Not now, Abram. Thank you. Oculus Database. Oh, can I browse personal files? Oh, wow! We can learn quite a bit about Southgate Station people. Hadrian Tanner, Vera Hale. I am not too familiar with the others. Oh my god, there's a lot of people here. Alright, let's read about Hadrian Tanner and Vera Hale. Full name, Hadrian Tanner. Position, Counselor. Current residence, Southgate Station. Alignment, Southgate Station. Hadrian Tanner is one of the leaders of Southgate Station. He is widely considered to be the most influential man in the station, though it seems he takes effort to downplay this. Southgate Station steadily rose to power since Hadrian joined it. There is no record of Hadrian Tanner prior to him joining Southgate Station, and all attempts to trace back his history have failed so far. It is suspected that Hadrian Tanner is actually just an alias. Full name, Vera Hale. Position, Counselor. Current residence, Southgate Station. Alignment, Southgate Station. Vera Hale is one of the leaders at Southgate Station. She is known for her support to Protectorate and United Stations idea. Vera migrated from North Underrail, where she worked as a deputy to the Minister of Trade of United Stations. She was dismissed from this position for unknown reasons. Vera is credited as being a pivotal negotiator in many trade agreements with neighboring communities, such as Junkyard, Camp Hawthorne, and Protectorate, Junkyard's Embassy, and SRO. These trade agreements are hailed as a significant factor of Southgate Station prosperity. Let's read about one more person. I don't reckon... Herb Fontaine? That name sounds familiar. He's the leader of... Junkyard? Silas is the member of the Black Eels. Oh, Edward Wheeler must be the other leader of the Scrappers in Junkyard. Okay, we'll read about those other three, and then we'll move on. Full name, Silas, alias Dockmaster. Position, Gang Leader. Current residence, Junkyard. Alignment, Black Eels. Silas is the leader of Black Eels, a junkyard gang that controls its docks, the Chancellor's Bay, as well as the Rig, a platform between Junkyard and Core City. It is unknown whether Silas is an alias or his real name. Edward Wheeler? Alias Eddie. Position, Gang Leader. Current residence, Junkyard. Alignment, Scrappers. Eddie is the leader of Scrappers, a junkyard gang that controls the access to Depot A, also known as Old Junkyard, the biggest scavenger's playground. And Herb Fontaine? Position, Militia Captain. Current residence, Rail Crossing. Alignment, Rail Crossing. Herb is the captain of Rail Crossing Militia and an unofficial acting mayor. Project files? ARC. Wow, some Biocorp things are going on. We'll read about those later. Siphoner Man. Oh, I don't know if I pointed him out to you. I saw a screenshot of him being pointed out on a post, I think a year ago or so, somewhere. Whenever we do the arena, there is someone who has the head of a siphoner in the arena. He's always in, like, the top right area of the battles that we take place in, a member of the audience. Anomaly name, Siphoner Man. Anomaly type, undiscovered species, potential hybrid. Recently acquired information mentions the existence of a Siphoner Man. Several sources vaguely describe it as a bipedal humanoid creature, highly intelligent, and according to one source, even being capable of using language. So far, no proof of its existence is available, but the increasing number of such claims, while from unreliable sources, should not be ignored or treated as a hoax until more information can be acquired. No further information is available. Let's go, I guess, and go to the apex. Let's see what they see outside this structure. Oh, I expected windows up here. I thought there were windows on the outside of this thing. I suppose there was not. Hello, Twitch. The pale, skinny man turns to you and instantly unleashes a torrent of words. The words are expelled with such speed that you find keeping track of what he's saying a great difficulty. His rapid twitching motions and the constant need to alternate between looking at you and the numerous monitors in front of him is both intriguing as well as uncanny. Hey, you must be Gabriel, It's good to meet you. I'm Twitch. I said it's good to meet you. I'm Twitch. Why are you doing that strange thing? Doing what? Places at the monitor. Oh, wait, let me zoom in that in. More shame. Resolution is too low to discern anything. I can't... Doing what, huh? Doing what? The multitasking is... creeping me out, man. Can't you focus on one thing at a time? He turns towards you. If I focus on one thing, then I'm missing something else. I need to be on a constant lookout in order to register and process everything that is happening. So by focusing all my attention to you, Gabriel, I've already missed several important events. He looks at the monitors again. My way is the optimal way. So what do you do around here? Scrutinize, study, analyze, and then extrapolate, conclude, calculate. He focuses on something on one of the monitors. 17. I should write that down. Yes, that technology allows me to be nearly omnipresent observer. I perceive what only few can, so if you ever need some surveillance help, I'm your man. By the way, is that a bald patch on your head? Maybe it's just the lighting. Looks at the monitor. I think we are completely bald, if I remember our portrait correctly. How and why did you join Oculus? I was skilled enough to be... What is he doing? Get out of there! I was skilled enough to be invited to meet Azif. Just like you, I started doing small-time jobs in Core City for people who later turned out to be, Oculates there? Anyway, I needed the money for my addiction. Those were hard times. I'm off the stuff now. I said I'm off the stuff now. He looks at the monitor. Anyway, so I was approached and told that I had done well, and that I had incredible perception that Azif would like to talk to me. So I casually strolled through the caves, and that's huge. What can you tell me about Oculus? It's a high-tech pyramid built by... Free drones? I wasn't talking to you, sorry. Built by Guardmen. That's how we call mysterious beings who we know nothing about. The Oculus is incredibly advanced. It's more sophisticated than anything even the most powerful people in Underrail possess. I adore some of the toys I have available here. I'm talking about surveillance tech, of course. Nothing exists with the Oculus arsenal of high-tech gadgetry. Can you watch the arena on one of those monitors? Twitch glances at you, then returns to one of the monitors. Of course I can, Gabriel. I've lived in Core City before I came here. I was so addicted to watching. The arena, bloodthirsty maniac. Yeah, that's what I was. Let me play it on the monitor. He presses one press of a button later. There, now we... Oh, joy! It is Mark the Impaler. How typical of him. He's impaling a man. He focuses on one of his monitors. Goodbye, Twitch. I have a habit of actually talking that fast, as what you just heard me, when I get excited. I have to consciously stop myself from doing so when I'm recording. Often, when I'm talking, I feel like I'm really... Oh, you know what? I'm not entirely bald. Now, see, I'm doing even what Twitch does. I sound like I'm dumbing myself down, but I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure I speak at a level and a speed at which other people can hopefully understand me. Okay, they have the same computer up here in case I need to do more information. Background checking. I suppose we'll probably be doing a lot of checking on other people as the task Azif will want us to do. Remember that unlike Garrett, I'm not interested in being a thief with Gabriel, so the stuff in these boxes, they can totally keep it. Besides, in truth, we should assume that every single inch of this place is under scrutiny and being watched. Surveillance, that's what I wanted to use. You come up to a tall man with a mildly irritated look on his face. Despite that, his tone of voice is generally welcoming and doesn't imply that your presence bothers him. What do my eyes see? A newcomer. Welcome, Gabriel, to a place that doesn't exist to most people. I'm Constantine, the Oculus Quartermaster. How and why did you join Oculus? Well, we all go through a similar phase. You do small jobs, then if they like you, they give you bigger jobs, those that require more of your skills. You've been through it all. You know it. As to why I joined... He raises his voice. So that I could stand around all day in this cramped, freaking bloody pyramid, bottom 2x2 platform. Ugh. I apologize. It was a pursuit of work. Work brings money. Money can be used to buy food and equipment. So now I'm here selling equipment for money. How does it feel working in the lowest level of Oculus? It's a bit cramped down here? Of course it's cramped. Do you really think I haven't noticed? I can't even move a foot without bumping into something. All these bloody boxes. I wish they had kicked them all into the abyss. I apologize. I should have witnessed that. I agree. The area's a bit lacking in terms of space, and in addition, being in the lowest part of Oculus, I hear things trying to get in. What things? Well, crawlers, for instance. I can hear them climbing the walls. A faint sound at the bottom of the Oculus slowly comes closer, and it becomes louder, then it stops. You forget about the creature, but it's still there. Maybe you can hear something inside, something alive, something that can be consumed. But then the EDS fries the bugs. They scream as their smoking carcasses fall into the darkness. I hate them. I hate them so much, as well as those bloody lunatics. What's the EDS? Electrical Defense System. Not the official name, though. The original one is only known to whoever built the Oculus. I have no idea how it works, but in essence it sends a surge of electricity through anything it deems dangerous, frying it. And it's smart. The system knows what should and shouldn't be killed. It can be, well, distracting at times, hearing burning lunatics scream and tumble into the abyss. But again, it also brings a smile to my face. Because I hate those bastards. You mentioned the lunatics. Who are they? You know who the lunatics are? Stick around and you might find out. Well, you'll hear them trying to climb the Oculus, for they reside very close to the bottom of it. Unlike crawlers, lunatics always come in groups. Did they ever make it in? Never. The EDS is there to prevent any unwanted entity from entering the Oculus. Lunatics are unwanted, therefore they end up ashes scattered all over the cave floor. Personally, I've grown sick of those bloody idiots. It warms my heart to hear them die. You didn't tell me who they were. Lunatics are... think of Ironheads and Lurkers, a bandit gang that is similar in size, but composing mostly of psionics. Powerful psionics while we're at it, but the trade-off is that they are insane and unpredictable. That is why the morons try to jump all over the bloody Oculus and disturb us. What a bunch of thick-headed cretins. What do you have in store? What type of stuff does he sell? Ooh, high-powered plasma cores, electronics equipment, batteries. Just immediately begin purchasing some of these. Any blueprints I don't have? Spying endoscope, that makes sense for them. Oh, we can make lockpicks. Interesting. I don't think we need it though. As you approach Constantine, you hear an unfamiliar crackling sound coming from outside, lasting but an instant. While certainly not deafening, it is loud enough to startle you. One moment later, another sound is heard, that of a dead body tumbling down the outside wall, after which everything becomes quiet again. Constantine simply laughs at the whole event. Take that. Say, How about you show me the really good stuff, huh? Just because I'm relatively new here doesn't mean I'm poor. What makes you think I have the good stuff? Being observant is a requirement here, if I'm not mistaken. Observant, you say? Well, you most certainly are, Gabriel. Take a look at this. Ooh, he sells chemical ammo. I'll have to remember that if I ever play a chemical character in the future. Tons of different belts as well. Ooh, 149 plasma core. I don't think we need it though. I think we're done making it anything we could really want, with the exception of maybe another taser. Ooh, I do want the Napalm C though, whenever I see that available. Yeah, I think we're kind of done. Holy crap, he sells very high level tabby boots. A shame these weren't pig leather. I might have been tempted to purchase them then. He sells MK4 grenades as well. Interesting. I will take an MK3 EMP grenade. Okay, let's see what Azif wants us to do. Yes. Tell me about this assignment. There lived a man, and it could be that he still lives, named Whit Nosek. A long time ago, he used to work for BioCorp, the old BioCorp, before Underrail Protectorate takeover, way before. He worked on a project called the Ark. The exact details of the project are unknown to me, but I do know it was related to some manner of life longevity research. What I do know is that near the end of his time with BioCorp, he made a major breakthrough in his research. Unfortunately, those were chaotic times, and he ended up not sharing these results with his colleagues before he fled from the organization. I need to know what these results were, and I suspect that Whit is the only man that can help us with that. I don't know where he is or if he's still alive at all, so getting this information will surely not be easy. You have our knowledge database to help you in your investigation, so I suggest you start there. You can access it through a console in the geopolitical room, near the holographic room. Alright, Azif, see you later. I might actually have to cut the recording. This might be only a 30-minute episode. It's tough talking at the moment. My throat's really bothering me now. Project Ark. Project Ark. Organization Old BioCorp. Participants: Alexei Makar, geneticist; Whit Nosek, geneticist; Ljord Abbott, chemist. Locations: Panacea Lab, Upper Underrail. Little is known about this project aside from that it was most certainly dealt with human life longevity research. Okay, so I know where this lab is. We haven't been there yet, but we can go up there and investigate that lab. Whit Nosek, profession geneticist. Alignment Old BioCorp renegade. Involved in phenotype dynamics, Project Aremia, Project Ark, other various BioCorp projects. Whit was a second circle scientist, meaning that most of his personal and professional information was classified, resulting in very limited information we have on him today. Whit was dismissed from Arema by an unknown member of the First Circle. He spent several years on minor projects before being reassigned to Project Ark. Following the Hollow Earth incident, Whit defected from BioCorp, and from that point in time his movements remain largely unknown. It is likely, though, that assuming he's still alive and scientifically active, he would choose Core City as his residence, where he would be out of reach of BioCorp and Protectorate, while still having access to some scientific equipment. What about those other projects then? Project Arema? They know nothing about it, other than Whit and Njord Abbott worked on it. And phenotype? What is known is that this project dealt with using mutagen to dynamically change phenotypes of a living being in its mature state. It is also known that much of controversy that surrounded Hollow Earth incidents related to this project. Wow, this was pretty amazing. I am glad we joined them, even though it doesn't make much sense for perhaps Gabriel too to have joined, but he's part of them now and will work for them, and keep it a secret from the Protectorate. We also didn't get a feel for if the Protectorate is necessarily evil or not, just that it's expansionistic. We also did not get a good feeling for if the free drones are evil or not, just that they oppose the expansionism of the Protectorate. In any case, everyone, I'm gonna cut it here, and I apologize. This feels like this is probably a bit short, but I need to catch my breath. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.